Hi guys, my name's Seb Tudor, I'm the man on the Silver Mountain and welcome back. Now today I want to talk about an element of social status that I've touched on before, but one that I came across a study, a bit of research from a couple of months ago back in August, which lays it out a bit more for us. And this is the idea that I've mentioned before of like being in demand. I've touched on it a couple of times, mostly in regards to dating and stuff like that. But a long time ago, and even now, signals of social status and stuff tended to be wealth focused. Yeah, it was money, it was big cars, it was being having shiny stuff. Having a guy having a beautiful wife, a businesswoman having a really attractive and also successful husband or something like that. There were all of these elements that suggested status in various ways. And they were the things that people sought after. In one of my videos that I did last week, as I said, in regards to kind of dating leagues and stuff like that, it's not a case of necessarily going, oh well, he so and so is far more attractive in this way because you've got the various different approaches and perceptions of people being attractive. And in that, I said there are some women that and men that I know who are like, guy with a lot of money, he's hot. Doesn't matter what he looks like, what he's like otherwise, but they are instantly attracted to that. Same with a guy going, she's got wealthy parents and she's rolling in it, gorgeous. Yeah, it's that kind of element of what are people looking for. And so when it comes to that's kind of a given. It's a kind of traditionalist almost idea that wealth is attractive in various ways. It's wealth has this higher status, and actually, there's this piece of research came out from the Georgetown University, their School of Business there, who did some looking into this stuff, and they actually found that actually it's availability, it's busyness that is becoming this new social status thing. I could tell you this from ages back and from other bits and pieces that I've looked into, especially around dating, where you seem unavailable, people want what they can't have. If you seem busy all the time, not to an unreasonable extent, not to a completely untouchable extent, but you may very well see yourself gaining more back from people that you are dating and so on because you're unavailable. There is a desire for investment, and if you have your own kind of value that you put on your time and then you choose to spend it with someone else because you are so busy, that's more of a substantial sacrifice on your part in their eyes. Even if it's not a conscious process that they're working that out from. It's especially when people have incredibly busy lives nowadays, where before it was, oh well, they can spend time, the wealthy can spend time basically doing nothing because they don't have to do anything. Those people who are literally doing nothing and just enjoying their big houses with lots of money, they're not the ones that have the highest social status. They're usually the weird kind of kooky old lord or something that's been left with a family mansion and whatever else, who you then see on programs about hoarders or kind of documentaries here and there detailing their fall from status. Whilst the ones that are still engaged in some kind of politics or engaged in some kind of business or some kind of celebrity or something like that, those are the ones that still maintain their status because they are busy, they are doing things. They might not need to work as hard to do those things, but they're still engaged. And so looking at this in a more kind of general sense, this study very much found that that kind of responses on Facebook and in regards to other bits and pieces, it's an economic issue almost, because on a person to person level, on a more direct level, busy people are seen as being scarce, they're seen as being in demand, and much of the research around this has shown that people are attracted to scarce products. It's that whole artificial rarity thing that certain products will instantly throw in. This t-shirt is only up for 10 days, buy it now. People are, if they like the t-shirt by itself, they're not going to think, oh, well, do you know what, when I got some money I'm going to get that. They're going to go, oh god, 10 days, limited time, scarceness, it'll be limited run and whatever else, I'll get that straight away. And so they are seen as more valuable. That people are potentially going to be more willing to buy those things as well. And in this particular research, they found that people who are busy are also seen to be a scarce resource because they have little time available. And so it's very much the time that has the value, or the time with that person that has the value. And as someone that's had to price their own time for a while now, it is true. If you try and give stuff away for free that isn't limited and tightly controlled, people take advantage. They won't be willing to pay you. They won't be willing to work with you because you're not giving us, you don't have enough value for yourself, as it were. And so as a result, they go, right, so that's a lower status business, that's a lower status individual. If you're coming in and going, I'll give you 30 minutes free to kick off with, because that's just seeing whether or not I want you as a client, whether or not you're worth my time, and whether or not you feel that you want to pay me. And then moving on into the next part, where it's a case of, right, well, now that we're engaged, and I'm providing a service, you're going to pay me, and you're going to pay me for any amount of time that I'm spending on you. That's a fairly straightforward and easy thing to grasp. And again, same with things like cancellations and things like that. It's the reason why dentists and the NHS and doctors generally are fairly strict about cancellations and how much time needs to be given beforehand and stuff like that, because they are, in essence, running a form of business. Many of them are actual businesses, and so as a result, they are they could be seeing another client, another patient in that time, and so they need to make sure that their time is valuable, that their time is relatively scarce and well controlled, because otherwise people take them for granted. They have to end up wasting money. They don't have a full booking for various clients or patients or whatever else over the next however many days, however many weeks. Having a waiting list is always going to be better for them than not. It all works together. So how can we apply this? Well, simply put, we're all already living busy lives, yeah? But it's a case of making sure that we value that time and put limits and controls on that time to ensure that we are best able to kind of make ourselves that commodity, that social commodity that is most valuable, yeah? If you don't have hobbies, if you spend a lot of time just doing nothing, yeah, then find things to do, find things to enrich your life with. Find a cooking class to go to, or find a thing to go and do with friends. It can be hard to work your life around and do that kind of thing, but you have to have those clear cut-offs on, this is what I'm doing here, this is what I'm doing here. And if you've just got empty time, simply put, fill that time with something that's going to make you even more valuable. Yeah? Be it learning experience, be it a hobby that involves kind of honing various skills, like the writing that I do. It allows me to get closer to my girlfriend, who is also a writer, and it allows me to venture into things that I otherwise wouldn't, and it allows me to hone my skills in regards to storytelling, in regards to communication, in regards to the analysis of those situations that I'm creating, be it fictitious or factual. It's and it takes up time. It means that if I'm sitting down to do that as work, the same way that I'm sitting down to make these videos as work, then it takes up that time, and I am busy, but I'm also enriching my life. I've got more to talk about. I've got more interesting things to work with. And so if I'm choosing to spend limited time that I have between meetings, between working on projects like this for you guys, on developing more stuff for you guys, and for looking for clients and all that kind of thing, if I'm having to take time out of all of that to spend it with someone that I give a damn about, then that person obviously has a high enough value for me to spend my very valuable and limited amount of time with them. Yeah? That's the kind of approach to take with busyness and stuff like that, because, as said, this kind of increase in status as a result of just being busy, of just keeping yourself going and finding things to do and working across both your personal time, your private time, as well as your professional time. You know, finding things to keep yourself busy with, finding things to do, finding things to grow with. You know, it also just makes life more interesting and more exciting for you. If you're ending up in a job where you're not doing anything in your on your shift because everything's running perfectly, work isn't coming through to you as quickly as it could do, and the stuff that is take 2 seconds and it's done, and you're ending up with a lot of time, look for something that you could do at work. Reading, studying, you know, writing, anything else that you can apply to that time as well is going to be useful to you. And also, potentially, if you go to your employer and ask them for things that you can round out your day with, I'm sure that they would love someone that wants to take on more, and then that only improves your prospects as well. But anyway, guys, that's where kind of this research came in. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the full write-up for all of it, including the information, kind of the quantitative information, the stuff that's numerical, that they were basing the stuff that I've read off. But I'll continue to take a look for it, and I'll if I manage to find it, I'll leave a link down in the description for anyone that's interested. But otherwise, guys, you know, I hope you find this useful. I'm not saying kill yourself, by the way. I'm not saying just grind yourself into the floor by every waking hour you need to be doing something. Obviously, limit time for sleep, for relaxation, for food, for whatever. But again, that time needs to be controlled, it needs to be organised and limited so that that time is still maintains its value. Your health is valuable to you. Make sure that you maintain it as well. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the video tomorrow. Take care. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you found this at all useful or interesting, then please drop us a like, share this video, and subscribe for more. And I'll see you in the video tomorrow. Take care.